welcome back to EW Legal Series. Why do I keep going American? I don't know why I do this. For real, I watch too many American dramas. Completely advise against that. Anyway guys, in my recent Insta poll, you guys voted for me to talk about my gap year experiences. So here we are. I would really actually love you guys to get involved with what I'm doing on my channel, so please feel free to follow me in the link below. On my recent video I spoke about the pressures of applying to university whilst doing A-levels and almost like going from one hierarchical structure to another and conforming to it. If you guys haven't already seen that video, I'll put it up here. So yeah, I just wasn't ready. I really needed a break, hence why I took a gap year. I'm not your typical gap year student, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, I completely winged it. I wouldn't advise to do that. If you have the savings and you know how to execute a gap year and you know what places you want to go to, 100% plan it. But that's just not my style. I never do that. I hate planning. So hell yeah, I just winged it. In my defense, it actually benefited me a lot because it made it so much more fun. I didn't have any savings, however at the time I was working for a student-based company and so they had a lot of good benefits. I was allowed to take unpaid leave, which gave me an income but also allowed me to travel at the same time. So if you know any student-based companies, and what I'm talking about, things like that give you benefits like McDonalds or Costa, then 100% go for that because it's likely that they're going to be more flexible with you and that allows you more freedom when it comes to doing a gap year. So that's my number one tip really. So during the gap year, let's talk about travel experiences. I went to 5 different places. Now, although they were short-lived, I'd say my favourite place was Budapest. I say this because it was the first holiday I went on alone, so I was like, yeah, I got the freedom, I got the independence, I got to explore a whole different culture. It was amazing. I 100% recommend, although we only went 4 nights, staying in a party hostel, okay guys? That's so student orientated, that's so fun. I feel like there is this common misconception actually around hostels and them being like quite dangerous, dirty. So student hostels are quite a modern concept, so in my experience they've always been clean. You just have to choose the right one of course, because hotels can equally be dirty. And in terms of the privacy element, if that sort of unnerves you, for my hostel we stayed in a private one within the hostel, so we didn't stay with strangers. Although we met new people, we didn't stay with other people. So yeah, there is always that option. I think not in the most popular hostels, you know, like Hatter and stuff like that, Madhouse in Amsterdam and the Flying Pig, places like that. It's harder, but if you look around, I'm sure you can find it. So Budapest was also one of my favourite places because the culture was very liberating. I felt so safe. For instance, sex work isn't frowned upon, you know, there's a lot of female dancers. It actually, although very short-lived experience, it actually influenced my ability to go on and design an equality blog, which if you haven't already seen that, I'm going to link it down below as well. Go check it out. Now I hate this, you know, it's talking to the camera is so hard. I have to do it over and over again. So we're moving on from that little thing. Yeah, my equality blog, for those of you guys who haven't already seen it, it talks about equality issue obscured areas. Now in the up and coming months, I will be talking about Eastern European culture, how it excludes women and how it liberates women, and why is there such a divide. Because I don't want to delve too much into it, but as some of you would know, it's like Moldova, Russia, Serbia, Bulgaria are quite restricted in the liberation of women. But oh my god, why do I always do this? But you know, other countries such as Prague and Budapest and places like that, it feels liberated. So why is there such a divide in that? And I'm going to be talking about those sort of cultures and stuff, which really interests me. So even if you're not prepared for a gap year, that does not matter, because a gap year gives you time to think. Not only did I travel whilst working, but I also applied to universities, did research, went to visit universities that I actually wanted to go to. I didn't have time to do that whilst doing A-levels. I also got my driving licence, yay! So like after uni I don't have to worry about it. I can apply to jobs, bearing in mind that I do have a driving licence, and if I need to get a car I can, you know, try and get one and stuff like that. So yeah, overall, don't worry if you don't have savings. If you need a break, take a break. You know, I winged the gap year and for me it worked out. It was so fun. And it really made me realise that I wanted to go to university. It's not for everyone, but for me personally, I needed the challenge. My mind needed nourishing. I had 2 part-time jobs during the gap year. They were both great fun. Worked at McDonalds and Costa. But for me, it wasn't enough. I knew I needed to do something more. Not that I was better, but it's what I needed, you know. So, and some of you guys are probably, a lot of you guys are actually probably in the same position. So guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much. I want to thank those guys who have already subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. Something that I've recently come up with as an initiative is to do a weekly law series insight channel. So on stuff like, I'm going to have a mediation Monday, a solicitor Saturday. It's going to be quite controversial, so I'm thinking, you know, you law students who are watching this are going to love it. However, I do want to sort of get an indication of whether that's something you might enjoy. So if you go and like the video, that will give me a great indication of whether this is something that could interest you. As always guys, if you did enjoy this video, I really appreciate it if you could go and subscribe to my channel for further updates. So thank you guys for watching, take care, and I will see you next time.